Time to join all of our colleagues in the nations and regions for the news where you are. But from the 10 o'clock news team, good night.
Thanks, Hugh. Good evening and welcome to Look North. Tonight, some of our MPs have now resigned from their ministerial jobs in protest at Boris Johnson's leadership, but the Prime Minister is still clinging on. Good evening, and what a day. The Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, is defying growing calls to resign. 3 ministers from our region have handed in their resignation letters in protest at his leadership. It takes the number of resignations now to 44. Well, at the start of yesterday, we had 4 of our MPs working for the government in ministerial jobs. Of course, Rishi Sunak, the Chancellor. Now, he resigned last night. We also have Stuart Andrew, who's the Pudsey, Horsforth and Aireborough MP. He was Housing Minister and he resigned around lunchtime today. Then there's Lee Rowley, North East Derbyshire MP, Minister for Industry. He handed in his resignation this afternoon. And finally, Nigel Adams, the Selby MP. Now, he's Minister without portfolio. So far, he is still a Minister. Also today, many of our MPs have joined a long list of Conservatives criticising Mr Johnson. Here's reaction from Alex Shelbrook, who's today changed his mind.
Look, I didn't want this to happen. The world is suffering from a war. We've got the food crisis, the inflation crisis. There are serious issues that have to be dealt with. I put a statement out on the 1st of June saying now was not the time for a leadership election before obviously that happened. But I'm now looking at the situation where these things just keep happening, keep turning around.
Now, at the 2019 general election, many so-called red wall seats in our region turned Conservative for the first time, including the Don Valley constituency. Well, Boris Johnson was thought to have played a big part in this, so is he still as popular there today? Well, Nicola Rees has spent the day in Hatfield.
What can I get for you?
At the Bay Horse pub in Hatfield, feelings are running high, even among the most loyal Conservative supporters.
Just go, Boris, go.
Darren Lorimer was delighted when Boris Johnson became Prime Minister, but a lot's changed in 3 years.
Just the constant lies, I think is the truth. You don't really know where you stand. You should move over, let Rishi have the job or something like that.
You've been a Conservative supporter all your life. How long have you been loyal to Boris? Did you stand by him through Partygate?
It's not as black and white sometimes, in reality. I think we all broke the rules to an extent. I think it's just the lies. How can you say you didn't know something and then you was told and then you forgot about it? I just don't agree with it.
I think at first he had the personality that was hopefully going to get 1 or 2 things done, but I think his track record since has seriously let him down. I think his time's up.
Hatfield is part of the Don Valley constituency, and this place was one of the big shocks of the 2019 general election, when the Conservatives broke through that Labour stronghold for the first time since 1922. But in the former mining villages around here, those who did not vote Conservative are angrier now than they were back then.
2 or 3 more have resigned. Yeah. Well, it wants to be in, doesn't it?
Maz runs a lunch group for residents in Dunscroft.
How are you feeling about politics today?
I'm not allowed to swear and I think it's rubbish. I really do think it's rubbish and I think he needs to go. Definitely needs to go. Don't know what to put in his place but he needs to be gone.
When did you lose faith?
Mainly when we lost our sister. And he started lying. We couldn't even go to the hospital and see her. Well, it's not a nice thing to say, but to watch her die. And he was having parties in 10 Downing Street. And there's nothing can stop you hurting about that. I hate him. Absolutely despise the bloke. Cheers, Anne.
What are your thoughts on Boris Johnson today? Do you think he's going to survive?
I think he will. I think he'll ride it through. Myself, because he's that thick-headed.
And Marion, what are the big issues for you? The cost of living, transport, jobs?
Yeah, I can't afford to live. I mean, I've just lost my husband and I've got to go on universal credit. I don't even know how much money they're going to give me. And I can't afford to live now. It's what the little bit I've got.
Have you got any confidence in the Prime Minister?
No, not at all. It tells lies.
So will it all come out in the wash for Boris Johnson, or will he be forced to resign? Here, at least, they say it's not a matter of if, but when. Nicola Rees, BBC Look North, Don Valley.
In other news, an 80-year-old driver has died after 3 cars crashed in North Yorkshire. Police are appealing for witnesses after the man who was driving a Ford Focus was involved in a collision with a Ford Fiesta and a Seat Ibiza on the B6 165 Ripley Road in Scotland near Knaresborough. Well, the driver and passenger of the Focus, a man and woman in their 50s, were taken to hospital with serious injuries. And thousands of newborn babies are expected to help researchers understand more about the health of families in Yorkshire. It's an extension of the Born in Bradford project and is being rolled out in Leeds, Doncaster and Wakefield. It'll use data from pregnancy and through a child's life. Time to get the weather now. Here's Paul.
Hello again, good evening. Well, after a fairly disappointingly cloudy day, blue sky should be making its way back from the north through tomorrow. As a consequence, with the sunshine, it should feel quite warm. Now, high pressure remains in charge. It's going to be sat there or thereabouts for the next 6 or 7 days at least. Early next week could be quite hot. Overnight then, a weak cold front bringing cloud and just a little drizzle for a time, but most of us will be dry. We'll see lowest temperatures around 12 Celsius, that's 54 Fahrenheit. So a cloudy start in places at first, 1 or 2 light showers towards the coast, but that cloud moves away southwards through the morning. The afternoon looks really nice, plenty of blue sky, dry spells of sunshine, and it will feel that bit warmer. Highs of 23 to 25 degrees Celsius. Further ahead then, Friday, the weekend and early next week, a lot of fine weather with plenty of sunshine, with temperatures certainly on the up into early next week. That's the forecast.
Oh, how lovely. Right, we'll be back just before 6:30. Bye-bye.